If you've ever eaten a Big Mac out of this container, you are as old as dirt. Thank God I've never eaten one out of that container. Someone said 30 years ago, and my mind went, yes, the 1970s, but they meant 1991, and now I need a lie-in. Yep. How? What people think the 90s looked like, what it actually looked like. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't remember too much of the 90s myself. Maybe like a tiny bit, but not really. I regret to inform you that my brain will think it's the year 2000 until the day I die. When is 30 years ago? 1970? How long ago were the 90s? 10 years ago. Thank you for your understanding in this matter. Reached the age where everything I think happened 2 to 3 years ago really happened in 2003. This title card from The Running Man, 1987, makes me feel old. By 2017, the world economy has collapsed. Food, natural resources, and oil are in short supply. A police state divided into paramilitary zones rules with an iron hand. The Sun Baby from Teletubbies is 27 years old now. Okay, that's pretty great though. I mean, come on. I went on a youth backpacking trip. I asked one of the teens what music he was listening to. He said some classic rock, so I assumed he meant Led Zeppelin or something. But then he listed off Blink-182 and Coldplay, and suddenly it felt like I came to America on the Mayflower. I'm nothing like my parents, I say to myself as I stuff plastic bags inside of other plastic bags. What? They're reusable. That's a smart move. Stops drinking liquids at 5 p.m. Bladder at 3 a.m. Still not good enough. I'm a Gen Xer, so I adapt to new technology like a millennial but get angry about it like a boomer. Oh, dude, let me tell you, as one of the youngest millennials, I think, as far as being able to call myself that, I get so frustrated with technology. It drives me absolutely insane. I can get it, but I hate it. When they gave you the worst seat but you thought it was the best seat, that is the best seat. What the heck is burning CDs? Ooh, I know this one. I used to do it a lot. And I currently do it a lot with my game collection. I burn my games and then I use special software to play them, which is legal, by the way. They are my games, I paid for them. Remember that. 25-year-old car in my head, 25-year-old car in reality. This door weighed more than the entire car you're driving now. That's the truth, and it was way more dangerous too. Simple times. Oh dude, this is why I collect tapes and currently make mixtapes and fun stuff for any occasion you can think of. Just another little hobby. They do sound pretty fine too, it's not bad. So I kept my music in a CD wallet, which was the style at the time. I do need to get one of those for the car. Get some crappy used versions of all my favorite CD albums that I like to keep safe and listen to exclusively at home, and then just toss that sucker in the car. These guys were 34 and 35 when Cheers started, right? Isn't it crazy? Now they're at their mid to late 70s now or something like that? You may be old, but are you this old? No, I'm not. Me. When I was your age, a paperclip named Clippy would help me write letters to my friends. Sure, Grandpa, let's get you out of bed. Here we see some TikTokers learning the latest trend. Oh, a millennial. Are you lost? Are you hurt? Let's get you home, ma'am. I want to learn the dance. I try to be kind to my elders because anyone born before 1990 has survived a historical shift that's absolutely brain-melting. Like, you remember people waiting in line for VHS tapes, and now you're expected to understand crypto. Yeah, things are pretty exponential. Oh, there's the burning CDs thing again. We already talked about it. After turning 35, men must make a decision to get really into World War II history or really into smoking various meats. 35, okay. Well, as a kid, I already went through the World War II phase. I think a lot of young boys, or actually maybe young girls too, I don't know. All I know is at 35, it seems like my only option is smoking various meats because that's delicious. All you damn kids with your Fortnites and Black Opses, y'all wouldn't make it up past the Kansas River. Eminem is 50. And? Is that supposed? What? And? This freaking killed me. Excuse my ignorance, but I'm going through old photos and I found these. I see little pictures in them. What's the point? Ah, the negatives. Sigh. AARP presents Bare Naked. Are you freaking kidding me? There's no way. I just had it brought to my attention that 1980 and 2021 are as far apart as 1980 and 1939. I'm just gonna need a minute. Oh dear God. I don't know who needs to see this, but Sean Astin from Stranger Things with an otter. That's Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings, you fetus. Actually, he's from Goonies, you millennial trash. This is how we define our generations. Where do we know Sean Astin from? Me? Lord of the Rings. Although I also did grow up with him in Goonies. technically. Look, I owned VHSs a lot as a kid. I didn't grow up with DVDs. Okay, I did eventually, but we didn't really last long in the DVD market because Blu-rays, well, bam, right afterwards, and I always made my mom get those at a certain point. We memorized phone numbers. We memorized driving directions. No one knew what we looked like. No one could reach us. We were gods. How old are you? Well, apparently not that old. I feel like I was doing this just like 4 or 5 years ago. Kids, Grandpa and Grandma are here. Aw, my favorite too. Especially the cassette. Kids imagining what life would be like at 40. I'm 40. I have wrinkles and gray hair, and I would have a walking stick to help me walk. I am 40. I am turning old. I just left work because I cannot manage to go up and down hills. I know I will soon die. I can tolerate people this long. Dude, same. 10 years on. Is it actually them? Really? Really? You guys can call us Gen Xers Karen if you want, but if you understood us at all, it'd be Heather. What? That's not your name at all. Kids these days will never know the struggle. This is not an exaggeration. Your download speed would slow down to the point where Windows would make this kind of absurd estimate, and you'd sigh and leave the room for a while because you couldn't use the computer while it was doing this for fear it would crash and lose all your progress. And then you'd come back in 40 minutes and maybe it would now say 52 years, or maybe it would say 3 minutes. Who knew? Not Windows. Ain't that the truth, man? I remember those exact days. Happened on Windows XP too, because I see this is 98, is it? So yeah, oh man. Macaulay Culkin is now 4 years older than Catherine O'Hara was when she played his mom in Home Alone. One of my students really wrote a sentence that begins, "In the late 1900s." I had to reread it 3 times to realize what the heck was going on. My feelings are hurt. You may be old, but are you this old? You're damn right I'm that old, okay? Windows XP was, is, and will always be the best computer operating system ever made. Aesthetically. Look, the was solid, okay? What can I say? Man, I wish I could still be using it. Why do you think that when I live stream on YouTube, it looks like Windows XP? No joke, maybe you should drop by sometime. McDonald's called out order 867 and I yelled 5309 and nobody laughed. Then I felt old and ate my burger in the playground area. What's this port? There's a bunch in my new apartment and it's not Ethernet. Ah, that, my friend, is RJ11. Right? Danny Glover was only 41 when he decided he was getting too old for this shit. Yeah, because that feels like a fantastic age for a human being to be able to realistically retire. Look, your body's on its way out. You only got maybe 20 more years of being physically like rocking it, you know? If you work for it, of course. But no. We have to wait till the end of that 20 years when we're screwed and can't live our lives with the energy and fullness that a middle-aged person still technically can. This one hurt. Anyone know what type of port this is? Yeah, we just said it. It's for phones and fax machines and old modems and stuff. Juno's baby would now be a high school student today. Interesting. A lot of things would have changed today. Maybe it's just the Gen Z in me, but how do people burn CDs? Like, how did you just get a blank CD and put songs on it? Well, you went and you bought the blank CD, you threw it in a burner, and you burned it. Me? I'm in my prime. My knees. The f*** you are. I just found out Kurt Cobain has been dead longer than he was alive. How about you stop that? When you realize the first Shrek movie came out 19 years ago? We're all old. Me. I saw Lord of the Rings movies when they were in theaters. Kid. Wow, I wasn't even alive then. Well, we're all quite ready for another adventure, friend. If you want to know why Gen Xers are always mad, it's because we had to replace our record collections with a tape collection that was then replaced with a CD collection that was then replaced with MP3s, and damn it, how many times must I pay to listen to grunge? Well, because you chose to continue swapping your collections out, however many times you're wanting to change it out. Like I said, I got like 55 cassettes. I got a bunch of vinyl, man. Like, dude, what are you talking about? You should have just kept it. A friend just shared a line from a student paper. Despite being made in the late 1900s, yep, okay, there it is, another late 1900s. Who remembers attending McDonald's parties? I'm glad I don't. Who remembers their first mobile phone? It's that guy from Toy Story 3. Shout out to my mom. I'm sorry I rolled my eyes when you were confused by pop culture. I get it now. I have no idea who the well, okay, these people are. I never really found out about the Laurel versus Yanni thing. I'm confused and strangely angry and I want to have a sit. Then have a sit and use your brain. MTV turns 40 this year. Thanks for 14 years of music. Twitter needs an update where you can play music on your page when somebody comes on there, so they're gonna be hearing your favorite song. Yep, there it is. We finally reached the generation that doesn't know what MySpace is. You guys really want to see something cool? Go to spacehey.com. It's amazing. I bought myself some Mork suspenders, and I always get compliments on them from teens, most likely thinking that I'm an ally. Well, I hope you are one, first of all. As a kid, when this came on, it was time to turn the TV off. Remember when you thought the traveling Wilburys were a bunch of old farts? Huh. Well, I mean, how it feels when I'm telling a story about something that happened in my 20s and some grown-ass person next to me says, "Oh, that's the year I was born. I'm wearing pantaloons!" Hard to believe I once had a phone attached to the wall. When it rang, I'd pick it up without knowing who it was. Amazing I'm still alive, really. A woman I graduated high school with is a semi-famous porn star, and seeing her videos move to the mature section of Pornhub has made me feel worse than hearing the songs I grew up with on the classic rock stations. Still punk as f***, I whisper as I reach for my pill organizer. Some of y'all never had to push your own car, then jump it and pop it in clutch, and it shows. You're right. Some of us never had to do that because technology is supposed to improve and get better. Sorry, manual drivers. I mean, man, they work just fine otherwise. I'm sorry. I can drive a manual. I think it sucks ass. I do. Maybe it's because I never got good enough at it to be comfortable with it, you know? Because everything I hear about people that drive manual cars, they're like, it's just much more fun. I feel bored going from a manual that I'm used to an automatic that is boring. And I'm like, cool. I just want to get to where I'm going. And I don't care how comfortable I would be in traffic with a manual. I'm sorry, I don't think I could ever manage it. When I was a kid, there were no phones or tablets. We read cereal boxes at breakfast. So did I. That's not a... You think you're so cool. It's amazing the amount of arrogance that does show up sometimes. Kids exploring ancient ruins. I do remember, wasn't that long ago, so of course I would, that the final payphone in Manhattan was removed recently. It was amazing. People came out and it was an event. The older I get, the more I understand this outburst. That sandwich was the only good thing going on in my life. Look, Ross as a character is funny as hell. I still think he's the funniest character on the show, like in terms of his physical antics. And David Schwimmer kicks ass, but Ross had a lot of issues, was pretty misogynistic, and a bit of an arrogant douchebag, and we need to admit that. I love Friends. No, I don't care that The Office is better or that you think it is, because why would I give a shit about that? Look, we can admit that he was a jackass, pretty much the whole way through. How I feel when I have to scroll down to the year I was born. You don't actually have to, you can just scroll down to 1812, the website doesn't care. My sociology professor keeps an alphabetic list of new slang terms he learns from well, I mean, come on. Come on, man. That's sick, though. It's fun to keep up with the slang. I'm pretty bad at it, but it's fun. Oh, so you like vinyl records, huh? I also consider myself an audiophile. Hell yeah, you do. Kids getting thrown off right and left. Total carnage. Wails of anguish. Not one adult gave a single about it. The official sports drink when I was a kid? No, it was still Gatorade. Unless you were born in like 1912, you still had Gatorade, I'm sorry to say. Actually, just because I know people will get pissy in the comments, let's check something. There you go. 1965. I feel like 99% of the people here on this channel were not born before 1965, so yeah, I'm just saying. Gonna tell my kids these were teenagers. Were they? Hello, all of the actors from Friends are now older than the youngest Golden Girl was in the show's first season. Have a nice day. And now, unfortunately, all of the Golden Girls are gone. So thanks for reminding me about that one, okay? If you have a favorite pattern, your back hurts when you wake up now. Ooh, it's that castle on the hill. Back in my day, televisions were whittled straight out of the tree. As it should be. Artesian CRTs. The air in the mornings of field trips used to hit different. Yeah, because you knew you were gonna have a good day. Can you hear the pop-o-matic bubble? Yes, I can. 1993, you'll be living in a van down by the river. 2022, if you save up $45,000, maybe one day you too could live in a van down by the river. The granddaddy of White Claw. Ooh, a berry-flavored wine cooler. The 27 installation discs of Windows 95. Good God, man! Unplug it. Just throw it out. Make peace with our God. Oh yeah! Wait a minute. Really? Is this a legit sticker, or is this just one of those things someone fabricated and then we all pretend it's real, just to mess with me? Are you this old? I think you are. I know my aunt had a couple of these, but I don't remember what they are. I did collect Chevron cars as a kid, though. Huh? You remember those? I'm at the take a photo of the directions and zoom in on your phone stage of my life. Oh, I see. Yeah, good God, I can barely see that and I get to zoom in! I remember these at every table as I ate my McNuggets made with dark meat. Oh, right! I forgot about that. The McNugget thing. I don't give a shit about the cigarette trays.